Okay, we are now talking about Erdogan, the leader of Turkey, and his extra special relationship with Pakistan, why he does what he does. Let us start to decode Erdogan to the extent we can quickly. Firstly, Erdogan, he imagines himself, positions himself as a leader of the Islamic world. Unfortunately, Saudi Arabia is the de facto leader of the Islamic world, right? And it has the money. So what Turkey tries to do is to marshal up support amongst the global south of the Islamic countries. And one of the issues it has found very useful to build up its support since long amongst the global south of the Islamic countries is the issue of Kashmir. One big reason why he does it to increase, to shore up his support within his own country. He wants to show his own image as a strong leader, influential all over the world, who's doing a lot for the cause of Islam. That's why he does it for his domestic reasons. And now even more so, Turkey is an economic mess due to his experiments with taxation. So it becomes even all the more urgent for Erdogan to divert, distract the attention of his people away from their own domestic problems. So now enter Pakistan. In any case, the Kashmir issue, Pakistan has been tom-tomming around the world, and Turkey has been a keen supporter of Pakistan in that. Pakistan has also struck up a military relationship in terms of weapon supply from Turkey. It helps Turkey. Turkey gets to sell its equipment, its defense exports. Recently, the exports of the drones, which Turkey has sent to Pakistan, a bunch of them, the order value is around $2 billion. Now that's some good, decent money for a country struggling with its economy. Secondly, it helps Turkey expand or show its influence once again as a global Islamic leading country or a leader, that is Erdogan. Now, Pakistan doesn't have any much friends in the world other than China, of course. It has friends in the Saudis and the Arab Emirates, but with them, it's like more a master, if not a slave, but a master-servant relationship. Now, here with Turkey, Pakistan has a different equation. It's a mutual need. The Saudis and Arab Emirates do not need Pakistan, only Pakistan needs them. But with Turkey, Turkey needs Pakistan and Pakistan needs Turkey. Now, coming to the missiles or drones that have been used, as our Foreign Secretary told us the other day, about 500 drones were launched from Pakistan, I think over 1 or 2 days. Most of them were the Songar drones of Turkey, made by Turkey. Many of them, or most of them, were what we can say spy drones. They were gathering intelligence, they were gathering surveillance and reconnaissance. Some of them were armed. These Songar drones weigh around 45 to 50 kilograms, and if they carry any weapon, which can be a grenade launcher or a light machine gun of about 10 to 15 kilograms. So these are small drones. What Pakistan did by using these Turkish drones the first 2 days, Pakistan was probing India's air defense systems. These are cheap drones, they can go in, they're capturing the electronic data. That data is being fed back to their control rooms. They're trying to find out the gaps in our air defense. So Pakistan is playing, in a way, a very smart game by sending these swarms of small drones at low cost. We are downing them, 100% yes. But in between, it might have figured out some gaps in our intelligence or our air defense systems. And now it'll send the more expensive, bigger capability drone. Of course, I'm 100% sure, looking at our track record, we will blast them out of existence. So that's the game plan so far, it seems, of Pakistan with regard to Turkey. So obviously, Pakistan, as it starts to use up the drones in its stock inventory, the missiles in its stock inventory, it will need replacement, replenishment. Turkey will supply that, but Pakistan will pay for that. Now let's look where India is in this matrix. Turkey, since long, by supporting the Kashmir issue on international and diplomatic forums, has been a perpetual troublemaker for India by convening conferences of the OIC countries on the issue of Kashmir. We have, of course, taken note of it. One specific strategic step forward now that is going forward, India is partnering in the India, Middle East, Europe corridor. Now, the interesting thing of this corridor is that it goes from India to the Arab Emirates by sea. You go from Arab Emirates all the way to the Israeli port of Haifa, across UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, rail lines. And then from Haifa, going to Europe, the question for us was, should we land the landing point in Greece or Italy? We are going with Greece. And from there, then the goods can go to various places in Europe. Now, Greece is a very important destination strategically. Greece and Turkey are at loggerheads since long. In some ways, we can say they're like India, Pakistan. So what we are doing is, we are reaching out to the backyard of Turkey with a presence in our infrastructure corridor in partnership with the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Arab Emirates. And Turkey wants to compete with both of these two countries also. So India is now looking to encircle Turkey in geostrategic terms. Also, I think we were considering several Turkish, suppliers, even in defense vendors. But now I think it's high time that we blacklist all Turkish companies from doing business in India, especially in the strategic sectors.